Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear students, welcome to Dublin City University. My name is Federico Fabbrini. I am the full professor of law at the School of Law and Government and the founding director of the Brexit Institute. And it is my great pleasure to open this conference, which marks the launch of the Jean Monnet Center of Excellence, Rebuild. Rebuild is a 3-year project funded under the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union, which constitutes the first ever Jean Monnet Center of Excellence at DCU. At the same time, Rebuild, which is an acronym that stands for Recovery of Europe, Budget of the Union, Integration, Law and Democracy, is the first project across Europe to focus specifically on the post-pandemic recovery of Europe and the rebuilding of the European economy after COVID-19. As such, the Jean Monnet Center of Excellence Rebuild constitutes a timely and relevant initiative for Ireland and the European Union, and we are honored that Paschal Donohoe, President of the Eurogroup and Minister of Finance of Ireland, has accepted to give an opening keynote speech on this occasion. Moreover, as a testament of the importance of this initiative, we are delighted that Florentine Hopmeier, a member of the cabinet of European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, has exceptionally made herself available to deliver some introductory remarks today. The purpose of Rebuild is to explore the 750 billion euro Next Generation EU Recovery Fund, which the European Union put together to address the devastating socioeconomic consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic. NGEU is a groundbreaking initiative as it endows the European Union for the first time with borrowing, spending, and taxing powers. Through a number of work streams, the Jean Monnet Center of Excellence Rebuild will examine the governance of Next Generation EU, the values that underpin and inspire its action, and the mechanism to fund it, discussing its broader significance for European integration. Rebuild is an interdisciplinary project which draws on the expertise in law, politics, and political economy of the staff of the School of Law and Government at DCU. At the same time, Rebuild is inherently an international initiative which builds on the network and the reputation of the Brexit Institute. As many of you will know, the Brexit Institute was established in 2017 as Ireland only and Europe First Centre specifically established to examine from a research and policy perspective the implication of the UK exit from the European Union. To this day, the Brexit Institute continues to fulfill this mission, providing a high-level forum for discussion and authoritative analysis on topics which are of key importance for Ireland. However, in the last 3 years, the Brexit Institute has increasingly pivoted towards European affairs and the debate on the future of Europe more generally. As many of you will know, since 2019, the Brexit Institute has led a large Jean Monnet network called Bridge. It has been involved in a number of projects funded under the Irish Department of Foreign Affairs Communicating Europe initiative, and it has even undertaken a project funded by the German Federal Ministry for Education and Research. The success of winning a new grant to establish this Jean Monnet Center of Excellence, therefore, consolidates what I call this two-pillar strategy of the Institute, and I trust the Rebuild Center will serve as a valuable interlocutor and partner for institutional players, not just in Dublin, but also in Brussels and beyond. From this point of view, therefore, I am excited that we are off for a good start today by being able to involve first Paschal Donohoe, who, as you'll know, is the president of the Eurogroup and Minister of Finance for Ireland, and then Florentine Hopmeier, who looks after the Recovery and Resilience Facility portfolio in the Cabinet Commission President von der Leyen. But now it's my great pleasure to give the floor to Florentine Hopmeier, who, as I said, is addressing us from the Cabinet of the European Commission President, sharing her thoughts on Next Generation EU, the Recovery and Resilience Facility as a common European response to COVID-19, and or Rebuild Center. Florentine, thanks for being with us. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Dear Professor Fabbrini, Your Excellencies, professors, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very happy to speak today at the launch event of this European-funded Jean Monnet Center of Excellence Rebuild. The focus of Rebuild on Next Generation EU So how it works, how it's financed, what it finances is very timely, because the implementation of Next Generation EU really speeds up right now. So we will be following your discussion and research results with great interest. As I've mentioned just before to Professor Fabbrini, whatever can enhance the understanding of this recovery fund, its transparency, its the focus on the implementation is very much welcomed by the European Commission. So we will certainly follow the results of your research with great interest. So Next Generation EU, and at its very heart, the Recovery and Resilience Facility, is the EU's unprecedented response to what we can really say an unprecedented crisis. So the recovery plan, I would say, is unprecedented for three main reasons. First, and you will certainly study this in much more detail, for the way it is financed, namely through bond issuances by the European Union. So the Commission will issue up to roughly 150 billion euros per year between last year and 2026, which will make the EU actually one of the largest issuers of bonds denominated in euro worldwide. And on top of this, as also mentioned by President Donovan, 1/3 of the total amount of the bonds that will be issued will actually be green bonds, making the EU on top of it the largest green bond issuer worldwide. So I would say this alone is already quite a big innovation. Second, this recovery plan is unprecedented because of what it finances. So it is actually much more than a simple recovery plan, because we are reshaping our continent for the decades to come. We're investing to make the European Green Deal a reality. We're also accelerating the digital transformation in a completely unprecedented manner. You certainly know about the 37% green and 20% digital targets for spending, but behind these targets, you have very concrete investments that are already taking place across the entire Union. It's not really easy to pick examples because there are so many, but investments range from massive deployment of renewables over energy efficiency projects, sustainable transport, the rollout of 5G networks, the digitalization of companies, and also of public administrations. And then Next Generation EU is not only about investments. So for the first time, we managed to couple investments with crucial reforms to speed up the twin transition, so the green and digital transition, but also to make sure that our economies come stronger and more resilient out of this crisis. So here, what I'm talking about is reforms ranging from supporting the development of renewables and high capacity networks, but also the development of digital skills, labor market reforms, education reforms, increasing the efficiency of public finances. We have quite a bit of taxation reforms also in national plans, and many, many more. And the third reason why, in my view, this recovery plan is unique is its governance. So I can actually see it myself in my daily work here, that the way in which member states and the Commission are working together, be it for the preparation of the plans and now for the implementation of the plans, is quite a novelty. What I mean by that is that we're really working hand in hand through very close cooperation and with the very same objectives. And the outcome, I think, is already visible today. There is very strong ownership from member states. They have drawn up their plans. They are responsible for implementing them, but the Commission is always by their side to support this. And of course, a very important novelty here is that payments, however, are conditional on the fulfillment of the milestones and targets that are commonly agreed within the plans that have been approved first by the Commission and then by the Council. So member states also sort of endorsed each other's plans, which is, I think, very, very important. So where do we stand now? I think it's a good moment actually to take stock after basically 1 year since the legal act, the regulation, was approved by the co-legislators. What has happened? So we have 26 member states that have submitted their recovery plans, outlining what reforms and what investments they want to do to achieve the targets we have commonly set. And 22 of those plans have already been approved. The Commission has also already, after very successful bond issuances that allowed it to finance this program, has already paid close to 67 billion euros in pre-financing to member states, and has also already made the first regular payment at the end of last year, and that was to Spain, followed soon by the first payment to France. That should take place soon. We also received 3 more payment requests that are still under assessment. That is from Greece, from Italy, and from Portugal. I'm mentioning all these figures and statistics simply to show you that the implementation of this facility, of this recovery and resilience facility, is actually very well underway already. And we expect an acceleration certainly this spring as more payment requests will come. And behind this payment requests, you have very concrete projects, reforms, legal changes that are taking place as we speak across the European Union. Now, maybe a few words on the Irish plan, since after all, I know you will focus on pan-European, but still we're all virtually today located in Ireland for this conference. President von der Leyen traveled to Ireland to personally hand over the positive assessment of the Commission to the Taoiseach at the Technical University Dublin. She did that for all member states, showing really the huge importance the Commission attaches to this initiative. The Irish plan is worth 1 billion euros and includes a very well-balanced mix of reforms and investments. It will accelerate Ireland's green transition. For instance, it will make the transport sector more sustainable, but it will also very much contribute to boosting digital skills of the Irish population, especially in poorer regions. There will be quite a bit of support for disadvantaged groups. And the Irish plan also includes an important social and affordable housing component, just to mention a few examples. What can we conclude for now? As President von der Leyen said, I think that's a good conclusion. So far, so good. So we certainly are very, very happy with how member states are accelerating their investment and reforms as outlined in their plans, but we obviously invite them to continue on this path to implement really what is written down in those plans. Because while the instrument is of course a temporary one, so it runs until 2026, its impact will certainly be very long lasting if it's implemented properly. So ladies and gentlemen, I wish you an interesting conference. And as I said, I very much look forward to hearing from your discussions and from your analysis. Thank you.
Vielen Dank, liebe Florentine. Thank you so much for your wonderful remarks. And I'm grateful you both actually reminded us that the RRF regulation entered into force, was approved exactly 1 year ago. That was one of the thinking behind the decision to host this launch conference in February 2022 to mark that anniversary. So thanks for emphasizing that, and thanks also, of course, for saying a few words about the Irish Recovery and Resilience Plan. Indeed, the Rebuild Centre being based at DCU will look also at the Irish case, although we take a much broader European perspective. So listen, Florentine, I know you have to leave us now, but it has been a great pleasure to feature you in this event, and we definitely look forward to remaining in close contact with you and the Commission, particularly as we advance with our Rebuild Centre. So we hope there will be further opportunities for cooperation and engagement.